This is the part 2 video of the review on my Aprilia sx125 2022 model. This is the bad points and the overall review really, and what I recommend to do with it really. Right, so I'll start out with the pretty common things that you'll read on the internet, and if you've watched a few other reviews, but there's not a lot of English ones out there. They mention obviously the exhaust sound stock. I don't know why I was told by the shop itself that apparently the Italian is just like, more of a high pitch because they come from 2 strokes and stuff like that. So the stock exhaust, I haven't got it here with me, but it's massive. It was just a massive tin can, so it's really high pitch. It sounded absolutely crap. I can't lie. Another thing that a lot of people moan about, that it doesn't really bother me because I've been riding a long bloody time. I've been riding for like 7 years now, since I was 13. So it doesn't bother me, but a lot of people moan the fact that there's not a rev gauge on the dash. Like I say, if you know how to ride a bike and you can hear the engine, that shouldn't make any difference. You should, like I say, you can hear the bike, especially if you've got an aftermarket exhaust like I have. You're gonna hear it. You're gonna know when to change gear. Plus, you know what I'm saying. If you ride a bike, you just know how to change gear. That shouldn't really matter. That's more on you than the bike, isn't it, really? But yeah, like I say, that's no biggie. That doesn't bother me. It might bother some people, but it's not really a deal breaker, is it? Like I said in the previous video, if you did watch it, one of the bad things on this bike, although it's good on fuel, there's no fuel gauge. For it being that's just the Italians again. They don't really do it, but it would be pretty handy. I live in Devon, so me going out is like 100 miles a day. So, a fuel gauge would be pretty handy because I'm getting through nearly a tank every time I just go out for the day. So, it would help, but it is what it is, sort of thing. All you get is a warning indicator when you've got 30 miles to go. That is handy because it means you've obviously got loads of time if you are in the middle of nowhere to get to a fuel station, but it's not ideal. They could have just put a little bar fuel gauge on there. It wouldn't have taken a lot. Another little thing that I know a lot of other people moan about, and I've seen on other reviews, is the kickstand. It's got a sprung kickstand, so it kicks back every time. And if you're a little bit short like me, when you try to put the bike down on the stand, obviously you've literally got to like lean yourself over, because I'm only like 5'8", well 5'7", 5'8". So yeah, but nothing major, like I say. My own opinion, like my own bad points that I've come up with since owning the bike. I've had this bike for 2 months now. No, it's got to be nearly 3 months now. I've done about 2,500 miles, so the bike's still relatively new, but I've done a lot of miles in a short period of time. Yeah, so my first big thing, engine noise. Even the first day I picked up this bike and they started it up, I was shocked at the noise of the engine. It was just not what I was expecting it to sound like, to be totally honest with you. It was just like I said about the exhaust. It's got a really high pitch noise, and it sounds really tappy. Like you'd think a new bike. I don't know if a Honda, say, it's extremely smooth. Yeah, and even a Yamaha, anything like big brand, and this is an Aprilia, so you'd expect it. But you start this and it honestly feels like, or honestly sounds, sorry, like the valves are tapping in the top end, which obviously can't be the case. It's a brand new bike, Even the first day I got it, like I say, it made this noise, but it honestly sounds like tappy valves. I'll start the bike up and go like as near as I can to the valves for you and see if you can, hear what I'm talking about. But there definitely is something there. If you can, it's not a very nice sounding motor for a brand new bike and a 4-stroke. It's not very smooth at all. Yeah, like I said, the best way I'd describe it, if you know your bikes, is it sounds like loose valves. It's a bit of a weird one, but yeah, so that's one thing. Another thing that sort of winded me up a little bit is, like I say, the bike's only 2 months old. The engine's starting to like rust away already, and it's been painted black, but a lot of it's coming off. I know that's partly where I live, and I know it's because it's winter, you get salt on the roads, all stuff like that, but it's pretty bad, really. It's nearly a £4,000 bike. You don't expect rust to come that quickly, but they could argue the point that that's me. But like I say, I clean this bike 2-3 times a week to try and keep on top of it, because I live in Devon, so I try my best. So I think it's just shit quality. And this is the main thing that I forgot to mention about this bike, to be honest. You'd buy this bike, thinking it's Italian. It's a good brand, it's Aprilia, well known, but this bike is made in China. I know a lot of things are made in China now, but this bike is basically a Chinese bike, essentially, with a nearly £4,000 price tag. which you know is pretty fucking shocking. I'm not gonna lie. It's a bit of a rip off really, which I'll get to in a little bit at the end. But the next thing is build quality. To me, I've had Yamahas, Hondas, Kawasaki's. I've had 35 125s, so I really can compare this to a lot of other bikes, and 125s especially. The build quality is nothing like any of the other big brands I've ever owned. It's hard to describe, but to me the bike's just not solid. You can just feel it's not built with good quality parts. I don't know how else to explain it, but like I say, to me it's just the whole bike's not tight. The first day I picked it up, I was like, fucking hell. You know, I've had a WR that felt like a really strong, good bike. So to then jump on this and pay nearly £4,000, you know, and it not really ride like a new bike, it was a bit of a shock to the system, I can't lie. If I could describe it, I would honestly say it's something from here back just doesn't feel very nice when you're riding. And I know my chain might look a little slack now, but that's just at the minute it gets done all the time because of where I live. There's potholes, you know, little shitty lanes, everything. So that's, I don't know what it is, but the build quality is just not there. You can tell it has been, well, you can tell it's Chinese. Another thing that sort of annoyed me when I found out was, obviously, like I say, this bike was nearly £4,000, and out the factory you get shitty little Chinese tyres, which they're literally like £20, £30 tyres. You know, you're paying £4,000. They shouldn't be putting a set of shitty tyres on there. I got a puncture and I ripped apart this tyre with a bit of glass, unfortunately, so I had to get it replaced. This tyre's alright, to be honest. The only thing that's crap, and I wouldn't recommend on any tyre if you're riding a motorbike, is one with a strip in the middle, because this flings up water straight up and into your eyes, literally over your helmet, everything, to the point you can't see if it's raining because it's just constantly going into your visor. But yeah, like I say, that's just me being petty, but you know, you spend £4,000, you expect something decent. Next thing is the rear brake. The rear brake on this isn't great, to be honest. Front brake's pretty good, you know, I've done a few stoppies and shit like that. The back brake is it's nothing great. There's not a lot there. You know, it looks pretty snappy, but it's just not great. It squeaks quite a lot. I'm not too sure why it squeaked since I pretty much got it. I really can't explain it. I don't know what it is. It's just always squeaked a little bit when you press it. Just annoying. Like I say, main thing for me and my overall review on this bike, to be honest, is yes, I would get one. I really would, but because, you know, I'm looking to turn this into a little stump wheelie bike, you know, after doing some work to it. So I would get one again, but I would never buy one new. I think realistically, let me get back. So when I bought my WR, I paid £2,800 for it. I got it from a dealership up in Bristol. And that thing was a solid, you know, it had 8,000 miles on it when I got it, but that thing was a fucking amazing bike. It was absolutely solid. Felt so nice to ride. I can't really compare it to this. It was so much better, not gonna lie. And like I say, you know, if I had the option now, I would have obviously rather have gone and spent £2,800 and saved myself £1,000 and got a WR than spending £4,000 and getting this. You'd be an idiot if you didn't, but you know, WRs they don't make anymore, so they're going to start holding their value, except for the absolutely shagged ones. So, you know, if you're looking to spend more, like maybe £1,800, I'd say 2,000 tops, then yeah, get yourself one of these. It'd be a good little bike. And also, if you're new to bikes, this would probably be decent. You probably wouldn't notice a lot of these things. If you've been riding a lot of years, you're going to notice every little thing on this bike, and it's going to wind you up. Because you're just, you know what I mean, you just know your bikes, you've ridden enough bikes to know how a good bike should feel, and this will not feel like 110%. I do appreciate you watching. If there's anything I've forgotten or anything you want to know, just ask me, like I say. But if I was you, like I say, I would spend the money on something more like a WR if you were looking at buying one new, and spend even 3,000 to get one with even lower miles, but it's still a lot cheaper. And if you buy one from a dealership, you're still going to get warranties and stuff like that. The only thing you're not going to get is like the 3 years without having to MOT it, which is no big deal if you've got a better bike, essentially. Like I say, this bike looks really nice, you know. Another little thing I forgot to mention is the stickers. The stickers on these bikes are absolutely shit. These ones all started peeling off, so I had to just take them off. All these front ones started coming off, so I had to take them off. I obviously lost the front one when I changed the headlight. This one literally broke off today when I cleaned it. Whatever glue they use is just absolutely shit. So that's just another little petty thing, but yeah. Alright, yeah, so this is a review on the sx125, like I say. have a real think about it before you get one. Like I say, if there's one out there a couple of years older for 1,800 quid, then yeah, I'd think about it, but £4,000, definitely not again. I got this valued the other day, and they told me they'd give me 2,200 for it back. So that just shows you how much money you can lose in 2.5 months on a motorcycle, and just, pardon me, and just a 125. So yeah, hope this helps a lot of you out there thinking about buying one of these. And yeah, thank you for watching. Please check out the other videos. I do a startup, and I show you the lights and the mods and stuff in one of the other videos. And obviously check out the good points as well in the first video, because there are some good points. There's just a number of bad points as well, unfortunately. Right, thank you very much. Please subscribe. Cheers, bye.